Hello, I'm Lucy Morley, a member of the Careers team, and this session is just a short overview of the UCAS application process for the 2021 admissions cycle. In regard to the key features of the scheme for UCAS, on your one application you can make a maximum of 5 choices to the providers and the courses that you want to study. There are some restrictions which you'll be able to see on the slide. Once your application has been completed and submitted to UCAS, UCAS have 2 days and they will send your application to the various providers that you've applied to. At that point, none of the providers can see who else you've applied to. It's called invisibility. And if you've submitted an application through the UCAS cycle previously, unfortunately you have to go through the process again because it's only one application per cycle. Unfortunately, you do have to pay for the privilege of applying through UCAS, and that's £26 if you're applying for more than one course, or just £20 if you're just applying for one course. Although if you do make further choices later, you do pay the additional £6. With regard to deadlines, as you can see, the process is well underway already, and applications are being sent to UCAS. The first deadline, which is the main UCAS deadline for students who are applying for medicine, dentistry, veterinary science, veterinary medicine or Oxford and Cambridge courses, is on the 15th of October. And our college deadline that we would expect you to complete your application by would be the 1st of October if you're applying for those particular courses. Otherwise, for the majority of students, our college deadline is the 1st of December, and that's for your whole application to be completed and ready for us to actually check and send to UCAS. We have that college deadline in place to ensure that we can do all of the work that we need to do behind the scenes so that we can submit your application by the other main UCAS deadline of the 15th of January. After that, if you submit your application, it is known as late, so only universities that have places available can consider you, and that runs all the way through to the 30th of June, which is the final UCAS deadline. So how do you actually make your UCAS application? So the first part of the process is actually to register an account, and you can do that through the instructions that we'll provide for you. Once you've actually registered, you can hop in and hop out of your UCAS application at any time as you make progress completing the various sections. As you'll see when you log into your application, you'll see sections on the left-hand side which you can complete in any order and choose how you want to complete those. The choices section allows you to add up to your 5 choices. The education section, you need to make sure that you include your current course that you're studying, plus any GCSE resits if that's applicable to you. And also you'll have to add your previous school and the GCSEs that you've attained. Other things can be added like Duke of Edinburgh awards or dance or drama qualifications if that applies to you as well. You can just have a search and look for those relevant qualifications. We'll talk about personal statements in another session, but with regard to the reference, because you're applying through college, that reference will be written for you by someone who knows you well, most likely your tutor or mentor. So once you've submitted your application to UCAS, UCAS have sent it to the providers, UCAS will send you a welcome email and then you'll be able to access Track, which is a service that UCAS use to enable you to follow the progress of your application 24/7 and to see offers coming through and how you actually reply to those offers as well. Universities will make one of 3 decisions as they review your whole application. They may make you a conditional offer. So that's based around you achieving certain requirements from the current course that you're on. So it might be that they ask for AAB if you're studying A-levels or DDM if you're studying a BTEC qualification, for example. Alternatively, they might make you an unconditional offer, which is not subject to any conditions. However, you need to be careful because sometimes with unconditional offers, they may need you to make that particular university your first choice, for example. So just be careful and make sure you read through the information carefully. Otherwise, they might decide to reject you and you might be unsuccessful for that particular option. The other thing to be wary of is that it might also make you an alternative course choice. So it might not necessarily be the original course that you've applied for that you actually end up with. One thing to note is if you don't end up with any offers, please don't worry, don't panic. The careers team will be on hand to review the options for you, such as applying through clearing or extra. Okay, so in terms of applying to offers, you wait until you've heard back from all of the providers, all of your up to 5 choices that you've made, and then you're going to make some decisions. You need to decide who is going to be your first choice, which is known as your firm choice. You also need to decide which is going to be your insurance choice. That's your kind of backup plan, your insurance choice if you don't quite meet the entry requirements for your first choice. And then you reject the remaining choices. So you need to register for your UCAS account, and you can do this by following the instructions available on the intranet page. If you go onto the Met College intranet page, over to the right hand side and the 3 dots, and then scroll down, you'll find the WCG Careers Team link. From there, you can access Higher Education and UCAS and find the information. So for this year, for Apply 2021, the WCG buzzword is pathway. You'll need that word when you register for your UCAS application. There are lots of resources available to you. Usually the first port of call is the UCAS website that has lots of information and instructions to help you through the process. They've also got lots of useful video clips, so embedded within the actual application itself, you've got videos for each individual section, so it's a really good idea to have a read through those before that you actually complete the section itself. Your tutor will support you a lot with your UCAS application, but the careers team are also on hand to help you. That gives you an overview of the UCAS application process. If you want to make contact with the careers team, we'll be happy to liaise with you on the email address or number below. Thank you.